try G Fuel. If you're ever tired and you know you gotta go into work, this will fuel you right up for the day. G Fuel.
140 milligrams of caffeine. I was looking at the recipe for that, and they use decaffeinated dehydrated coffee to give it the French vanilla taste. What are you talking about? The more you cook something, the more the chemicals
you
come
gotta practice. So
they mostly did it for flavor.
These are gonna be your sponsors.
I mean, they'll give a kickback, but I wouldn't say sponsor per se.
You gotta believe.
I do. But I don't exactly want to sell my soul to them because I want to still be able to have others as well.
Well, yeah.
Because unless they're introducing a new type of flavor or formula, which they actually are doing like one every month, I need something like every week for the podcast.
You can't even get the videos out of it. Fight me.
Go Battle League. Bring it.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty confident in my hand-to-hand combat.
Okay. Do you know why the Apple Watch lost the fight to the grandfather clock?
Why?
Because the grandfather clock's got hands.
So dumb.
Oh, thank you for opening the episode. That's perfect. So we're going from there. Welcome back to Augmented Naturally, Augmented Ones. Just Storm here, and Jordan as well.
I'm back.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, check out our Patreon, or at least stay subscribed on YouTube, or check out the podcast. Just listen while you play. Hashtag listen while you play. Do as you will. Share with your friends and communities. And we'll be here for more to come.
Can I open the sugar now?
Oh, you want some sugar?
No, I want the sugar.
Sorry, what was that? You were a little grainy.
Swear to God. Shut your mouth.
Did you find the sweet spot yet?
The what? What'd you say?
Did you find the sweet spot?
Oh, man. I'm trying to follow you.
I don't know if you want to be giving me any sugar on camera yet. We're not that desperate for money.
Can you?
Okay.
No, you gotta wear masks for that.
Yeah, we're kind of kinky, so.
Right.
Never do that. Okay? Do not make that impression.
Okay. Okay, so today's episode we're going to be discussing Go Battle League. We're going to be giving Jordan the rundown as well as everyone else. He won his first battle.
Yeah.
Way to go.
First battle. I'm 1-0.
He's undefeated. We'll be having our moments in time talking about Go Battle League and the various drama of the first day release. The main topic will be Battle League, obviously, and Legacy Pokemon, where their place is right now, considering that they just changed up the movesets again. After I finally got a Shadow Ball Haunter. Thank you, Jordan, by the way.
You're welcome.
The Augmented One Storm this week will be more ways to introduce battle passes to the system. That way you can have more entries to Go Battle League without walking the 15 kilometers per day it requires. The other section will be their Dirty Augmentables, where we discuss various ways you can reach those 15 kilometers. This week for our caffeine calibrations, it will be cinnamon, the health benefits, and how you can add it to pretty much anything and receive those health benefits. And if you're really a cinnamon pill, they have them out there. Enjoy, and you'll still get most of the benefits.
Cinnamon pill?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Cinnamon challenge.
And surprisingly, it's not made by Big Red yet. Our moments in time. The current drama going on with Go Battle League is, well, the drama that happened when it first came out was They released it for like an hour, and then they took it back down because they released it to the entire player base, which obviously you release it to the entire player base, you have over 18 billion people. Obviously, that's not an accurate number.
I was like,
90% of...
Dude, we only got 7 billion people on the earth.
Well, you know, spoofers and people that have multiple accounts. Yeah.
Just assuming everybody plays.
90% of statistics are made up on the spot, so...
Well, that is true.
2 people said it, so it's a fact.
Oh my god, stop.
So, social media and a bunch of people were going crazy about it. And then I see in my random Facebook groups a few people be like, oh, what's this Go Battle League thing? What's going on here? Which, clearly, it's just a vocal minority, so people stay off the deep end. You'll be fine. The other things going on are the breakdown for Go Battle League. Figure out all about it. Quite simply, Go Battle League is online PvP that's completely random. If you've ever played any type of online PvP system, it's basically a quick match. A completely randomized online thing. You hit a certain category, and you have to figure out what the current meta is for the league right now. Otherwise, player beware. 90% of... Most of the time, it's a lot of RNG when it comes to it. It's rock, paper, scissors. But when you're going online and searching for the current meta and things to counter, you want to keep in mind a few things. There's 4 titles that most PvP communities will use, and it'll be leads, attackers, defenders, and closers. The main distinctions between them all is the leads are general Pokemon that will be good against most Pokemon, because in PvP, with you only having 3 Pokemon that go in randomly,
Exactly.
you can only have so many options, and the second you switch, the opponent is at an advantage because they can easily switch to a Pokemon that counters your Pokemon better.
And you can't switch back?
Nope.
For a minute.
Yeah, it's on a minute cooldown with Pokemon Go PvP. So from there, it's very difficult to lose the switch advantage. So most people will just stay in there and they'll either tank that Pokemon or they'll make sure that lead Pokemon is in for a good amount of time. Some of the things that people end up doing is they'll charge a charged attack if the Pokemon can handle a couple hits if you pick a good lead, and then you'll be able to bounce back later on, and you'll be able to do the swaps. You have your shields as a buffer, but that's where your attackers come in. Your attackers are the Pokemon that will go in. They'll be the ones that are putting a lot of pressure on the opponent and making them use their shield as soon as possible. Because once those shields are down, you're good to use whatever attack you want, because they'll have no defense on it besides switching again. And if they've already switched, or if they're on their last Pokemon, that Pokemon's dead in the water.
Mm-hmm. Game over.
The defenders are the Pokemon that will be able to hold their own when it comes to a... They'll be able to hold their own if you don't have any shields left.
So, a Blissey.
Blissey doesn't have a lot of attack, but technically, yes. Something with a lot of health. So like your Mantine that you had in there, that one's a good defender because that one has a lot of bulk, a lot of health, and it can hang in there doing enough damage and holding back and making sure that you don't have to use a shield until you hit your closer or your attacker Pokemon, because you want to have a good balance between the two. And if your defender is there to absorb the attacks, absorb the charged attacks from the other Pokemon, then you can have your shield be for the exact Pokemon that you need it for. Those glass cannons that are going in, hitting with the attacks, or have the power-up mechanics that will allow you to go in there and just steamroll everyone else. with Pokemon Go PvP, they've slowly introduced power-up mechanics. Did I touch on closer Pokemon again?
No.
The closer Pokemon will be Pokemon that have a lot of attack, a lot of charge potential, that will be able to just wipe the floor with everyone else. Those Pokemon are usually the ones with a fast attack that charges really fast, does a decent amount of damage, in addition to has a quick charge move that you can just rapid fire attack and take care of anything around. So Pokemon Go PvP has a few mechanics in there. There's ones that have a random chance at increasing stats, and those stats will increase all of them or they'll increase a few of them. So there's moves like Ancient Power that will actually do a baseline attack.
Oh, and then every single stat.
All your stats will get increased.
I remember
but
that.
It's on like a 25 or 10% chance of triggering. So you'll have to still land those attacks and then hope that the buff activates. Because if it activates, then you're going to be able to hang in there, knock them out as well. But it's a wild card, and sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. So sometimes it's not worth building out a team that way. But when it actually works, it works. The other mechanics are plain debuffs, and as of recently, any debuffs and stat increases will actually get taken off upon a switch. So if you or your opponent switch after receiving or giving a debuff, then those stat changes are removed. So in some aspects, that incentivizes Pokemon players to switch the Pokemon. Just a general type disadvantage. That way you can pressure the opponent to swap faster if it has a debuff. There's a few debuffs. There's a few debuffs out there. You have to do your research and figure out exactly which ones you want to use, which ones the opponents may have, and how they could impact you. And the game will tell you exactly which ones have taken effect. So it'll tell you that your Pokemon has received a debuff, or you've given a debuff.
Oh, like after you use a move.
Yeah. It'll say...
Like Overheat.
Yeah, Overheat has one of them.
Your attack goes down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did that recently where Overheat and Close Combat,
yep.
will give you a debuff for using them, but they also made them a higher damage output.
My Pinsir has Close Combat.
Yeah, I'm used to using Machamp during the Team Rocket battles. Basically, it helps out, but it's basically a nuke. So you're going to use that, and that's your last attack, and it's gone.
I hope that it builds back up before they just wipe you out.
Well, yeah, sometimes that's what you want to do, but that's also how you can implement the switch mechanic as well. So if you do the close combat, and you still have half health, but you switch really quickly to another Pokemon, next level strats. Stay augmented, people. There's different things where you can take advantage of those stat change or those debuffs, use that attack, and then make your swap. And some players actually do that type of strategy where they'll use the charge attack on one Pokemon and then they'll swap to the other really quick. That way the Pokemon that is currently taking the abuse doesn't have a chance to fully charge the moves that they have going. The other thing I want to bring up is some of my theory crafting with the way that Go Battle League may actually go about, because there's a few things. Critical catch, what'd you get?
I got a Slugma.
Slugma, okay.
Why do you say it like that?
Well,
That's a load.
You have to feel the Pokemon sometimes.
Yeah. I can relate to that.
Like a hip-hop opera?
Yeah.
Going the right film like a Slugma.
Sometimes you get stuck behind those Slugmas. And then the lights always want to be the Slugma.
Yeah. I'm like, come on.
I need to get past all this with my cargo. Okay, enough Pokemon jokes.
Making them up on the spot.
Yep. That's how we roll. Okay, so my theory crafting when it comes to any quick match setups that they always have, there's a few factors that we have to factor into the go battle mechanics, which is walking and time zone. Because obviously you're going to find players from around you faster, but it also requires that people walk. So unless they're doing any exploits using socks or... I had an advertisement on Facebook.
I tried that. That barely worked for me.
I'm
a rookie.
That's another talk. You need another phone, man.
Hey, I watched the YouTube video. I tried. It ain't barely went anywhere. I was like,
Yeah, there's certain things, but it's not worth it because once Niantic can figure out who's doing the improper way, then it's nipped in the bud and gone.
Yeah.
But there's like a little machine that would actually do it for people, and I'm like, I mean, what's even the point anymore? Because you're just ruining the game for everyone else, falsifying stats. It's not worth it.
Oh, the people...
That's how you ruin the game.
I remember when I used to play back then, the people who would just like hack it and then they would be able to go to whatever location they went to. I was like, what are y'all doing? I never even did that. I was like, nah. They were like, oh yeah, I'm in New York. I'll just call it Alakazam. I'm like, well, good for you.
Yeah. And you know what? You ruin the game and you don't play anymore. Because either you get everything too easily and you burn out. Because if you really want to go anywhere anytime, just play a main series Pokemon game. What's the point?
Instant gratification is not always the solution.
Yeah. They're just like, I got it. I got them all.
Done.
Okay. So, for the augmented ones that actually want to be healthy, thanks for sticking with us.
Because we lost all the other viewers.
We never had them. Fuck them. Stay augmented, my friends. A few things going on with Go Battle League mechanics. So, one, players can play anytime, anywhere, within restriction that they're actually out and about walking or acquiring those kilometers, or that they're up. So that's where time zone is going to come into a factor. So during the school year, if you know your strats, then you want to play right after school times because you're going to be going in, walking in, and finding some noobs. Easy opponing. If you're not too up on them, but you have some decent strats, then basically play anytime. I'm not sure where I'm going with this.
Are you saying stats or strats?
That's what I was wondering. I was like, what?
What are strats?
Strategies.
Oh, that's what I was assuming.
Say strategy.
I was like, strategy?
Okay.
Stats?
If you know the
Why do I
meta,
have to abbreviate everything?
because that's what gamers do. We only have so much time. They're busy playing with their joysticks.
Obviously, they're taking the time to watch this video.
Yes.
That is true.
So I want to get as much information out for them.
This is the part when you go anywhere.
We care about the viewers.
We do.
I am one of them.
No point in being augmented naturally without the augmented ones.